We sent about FightHype.com. Virgil Hunter. Virgil, before we get into anything else, big news. Amir Khan, Canelo. From a trainer's perspective, your perspective, just tell me your initial thoughts on the fight and how do you feel about it?
Real dangerous fight. But I have to be supportive of Amir, which I am. And we're looking to do what we're supposed to do, and that's win the fight. Very dangerous fight. Very courageous young man, and I'm with him 100%. And we'll see how it turns out.
Does the size bother you at all, Virgil? Because a lot of the people that I've talked to, trainers and fighters, say that he needs to fight very disciplined, very in and out, no exchanging. Is that kind of the way you thought about the fight and what he needs to do to get the victory?
Well, it depends how things unfold. Of course, I think the first 2 or 3 rounds are really important to always fill out your opponent and see what he's trying to do, and you're trying to establish it. But who knows? Fight game is funny. Things change real quick. He might have to turn around and just run. Who knows? I think it's safe to make sure you have more than one plan.
Virgil, as far as Amir Khan again, when he told you about that fight, were you surprised, or were you part of also the decision to making that fight, or was it just told, hey, I'm taking this fight?
No, I wasn't part of the decision making. I mean, I was aware that they were talking, and I wanted to see how things turned out, and he was keen on taking it. So you can't stop a man in his ambition, right? So, like I said, yeah, it's a very dangerous fight for him, and but that could be a good thing, because he and all the necessary things he would need that night would probably come intact, because he's gonna have them, So he wanted it, and I support him.
They say big rewards come with big risk, and that's what he's doing here. What if he wins this fight, Virgil? What does that do for Amir Khan, his career, and just him in general?
I think it'd be just monstrous for his career. Probably set the game on fire, for a while, because a lot of people don't foresee it. But for him individually, I think it would be a huge accomplishment, along with his Olympic achievements and and his 2 world titles. I think that probably would be the cream, rising to the top as far as accolades is concerned.
My last question, I know I don't want to take too much of your time, Virgil. As far as Canelo, what are your thoughts on him just overall as a fighter, Virgil? When you break him down, when you look at him, not just because your fighter's fighting him, but just in general, how do you break down Canelo, and how good is he?
I think he's very good. I think he's charismatic. I think he's doing his part in keeping boxing alive, and he can't help but get better. And at this stage, the responsibility of keeping the sport alive is really big, and whether or not he turns out to be a great fighter, time will tell, because usually that's after or towards the end of your career you can pretty much put a answer to that. But I mean, he has all the ingredients. He's going along the path of being a great fighter. So time will tell. There's some fights out there, probably for him that he can pursue and prove that. So.
Is Amir Khan going to get to eat with this next fight?
Whatever he weigh, that's what he weigh, right? As long as he, execute. You can't focus on that, And I know a lot of people are thinking he's lifting weights, and he's not lifting weights, at all. I think they're going to be surprised how naturally big he has grown. I didn't see him making 47 anymore his last 2 fights, So I think they're going to be surprised how big he has grown. He's a kid wear a 10 shoe, you know, 6, almost 5'10", you know, and everything. He had the frame for it. So, so wherever his weight lies, that's the best weight for him. You know, I'm not interested in the weight. I'm interested in the brains and the conditioning and things like that, you know.
I don't know if he said it, Amir Khan said it, but somebody said that he said he was going to use the Mayweather blueprint that Canelo used. Is that good? Is that bad? I mean, is it just totally different things?
Look, that's why I like Amir, right? He's gonna use the Amir Khan blueprint, right? I mean, who can do the Mayweather blueprint, right? So I understand what he's saying, you know, what he sees, you know, but of course he has to do it his way, you know. But it's obvious that he sees something, so you have to respect that, you know. And I'm glad he sees something, so. You know, they just go about it a different way. You know, it's like running a triple. Some run wider around the base pass, some run closer in line, but they all get to third, right?
Amir Khan Canelo is the biggest fight this year. Are you prepared, once they're done with this press conference, for all the attention that you guys will be getting and nonstop?
You think it's the biggest fight this year?
Yes, by far. Numbers-wise, interest-wise. Amir has a fan base, Canelo has a fan base, and it's a lot of interest. Even if people criticize, they're still going to watch and talk about it.
How many buys you think it's going to do?
800,000.
I hope so. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Are you ready for all the attention that comes with such big fights? Like, every day.
Well, it's a good thing, you know. I mean, you know, you live once in life, and if you work hard and you know, you get yourself to that point, then I mean, the fighter should be able to enjoy that, and it only comes around once in a lifetime, you know. So he should be able to enjoy that, and of course, you know, he's been there before, so he knows how to handle those demands, and. You know, we're looking forward to having HBO come and, you know, promote this.